Tory and Grand Chief Eugene Eastman. Good morning. Minogi Gijeb. Today is December 1st, 2020. I want to welcome you to Mogs and Trail News, heard here daily, Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. It's the place where we talk with all of our staff from the First Nations and Treaty 2 territory, and it's the place where we co-host sessions throughout the week. This is the place where we have our interviews with our knowledge keepers, members, and guests. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone to the program. Welcome to Mogs and Trail News. Let's get started with our protocol and our procedure. Do you know that Mogs and Trail News Live is located on Treaty 2 territory and is filmed on Treaty 2 territory and takes place right here on Central Turtle Island? Historically, in the past, when we first made treaty, it was our parental group, the original Chippewa and the Cree of the territory that made Treaty Number 2. That was on August the 2nd, 1871 at Manitoba House. That's near where Kinnesota, Manitoba is today. We're told that representatives from Rupert's Land, along with representatives from the Queen of England and Ireland, were there to make our treaty. In saying so, the original Chippewa who were present constitute Treaty Number 2. With Anishinaabe, Agawitiwinen today, that's what we have, including our 9 original local nations. Now we now call the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory. Our government now has 11 nations. But what was the purpose of Treaty Agawitiwinen? We don't hear much about it in the education system, so we're here to highlight that. The original purpose of the treaty was to protect the territory. It was to open up settlement and immigration on a tract of land described in the treaty. And it was to obtain consent from Anishinaabe so that they could inhabit this land. And it was said that they made treaty and arrangements with Ninau and Anishinaabe, us, the descendants. And the reason why they made that treaty was because they wanted peace and goodwill. That's what it says there. We provided peace and goodwill, and we expect to be compensated for the land that was taken. We're in a very unique situation here in Treaty 2 territory. We are densely populated nations within this territory. If you look at the nations that make up Treaty 2, there are 11 now. And there are 15 more First Nations within our territory. And then there are 2 Treaty 1 nations, Saging and Sandy Bay, which straddle our borders. And then there are the Dakota nations, including Chinupawakpa and Sioux Valley. There are also 8 Treaty 4 nations as far as Ocean Man and Pheasant Rump to the west. And there are 2 Treaty 5 nations within our that straddle our territory too. Here in our area, where the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory government resides, our local nations are Dauphin River, Ebb and Flow, Kakakwekajio, Gamblers, Kijiguinin, Lake Manitoba, Dog Creek, Kajinikatamwat, Animoziving, Anat Minoga, Kajinikatamwat, Shigo, Lake St. Martin, Upashkoteang, Kajinikatamwat, Shigo, Kakakishkakamigag, Little Saskatchewan, Kajinikatik, Aegetago, Ochichakosipi Nation, Crane River, Kajinikatamwat, Shigo, Pinemotang, Fairford Nation, Ishkaunaning, also known as Skaunan. And finally, Tutanawazibing, Jibiraz Wakumage, we know. Valley River, we know Ijinakandiswak. What does it mean when we make treaty What does that mean? Well, that means that we have the right to govern ourselves and to determine our own destiny. And it includes the right to develop and amend our own laws, what we refer to as unakunigewen, unakunigewen gaishinkatik. As well, it gives us the right to create our own governance procedures, like we always had from natural law. And finally, all of these rights that we have been given that we already had under natural law is now being determined by the decisions of our Anishinabek today. We have 7 councils. Ni Joseminik councils doananik kishivai batabiot. Pichizungatis mashkuigabweok. The Grand Council, we the people, Nina Wendajinikantaswang, the Grand Council. Milmaya auk. Show the Governing Council, Maya, the Chiefs Council, Maya auk. The Knowledge Council, we know, Men's Council, Women's Council, Youth Council, and our Grand Chief Eugene Eastman and the Executive Council. Because together we're stronger. With our unity, we can do anything. Right here in our Treaty 2 Government House, we have our administration that's working tirelessly every day. We have communications. We have a corporations department. We have a finance and a human resources department. And we have an operations department too. Here in our government as we move forward. Before we go to an interview, our 7 circles, what do they do? What do they do? Well, they address and they draft laws and policies with our local nations. The way we see ourselves governing ourselves into the future. The nation and the government of the First Nations and Treaty 2 territory are a big part of that movement. In fact, our circles are structured throughout our administration. That is our original symbol, the circle. Our circles, each and every one, is headed by a keeper, along with the help of a regional office keeper and local nation helpers. And every one of us, Shkabeg and keepers, are given the mandate to deliver objectives and assist and assign tasks through the yearly work plans developed by each keeper. We're taking responsibility for ourselves. I want to move next now to our information. For more information on our show, please go to www.mtnlive.ca. And if you'd like to reach us direct, please email us at news@mtnlive.ca. Once again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Moccasin Trail News here on December the 1st, 2020. We're now going to take you to an interview on behalf of Grand Chief Eugene Eastman, recorded previously. And with that, I'll see you at noon. This just in. Happy birthday, Grand Chief Eugene Eastman. Today is your day. Aho!
Habojo, Janishnavek. My name's Eugene Eastman, Chief Uchichakwazibi, Grand Chief Treaty 2. I was asked today to provide some words for our people in Treaty 2 and all the surrounding area beyond our borders of Treaty 2. We're at a critical time in our lives with the different issues we're facing, be it health, be it our inherent rights. But I want to assure you, the leadership at Treaty 2 are making every effort to ensure that we are safe and that we are protecting our inherent rights, that we have those for the generations to come. So I say this in confidence and through prayer and our faith that the Creator has left us with. We are working with that. We are working with our people who are educated and technically sound, and I assure you we will be protected and we will be move forward. Miigwech.